Prove it. Reaver football denied a chance to play for a national title, matched up with a squad that had their own argument for being locked out of the polls. Graphic Edge Bowl. For the sixth time in school history, the Reavers try put an exclamation point on the season with a win in the Dome. This time, that win would validate all those that say the Reavers belonged in the top spot. Highlights and more from bowl season coming up next on the Coach Stroh Show on the Reaver Sports Network and CBTV 17. From the studios of CBTV 17 in Council Bluffs, Iowa, this is the Iowa Western Football Coaches Show. I'm Jake Ryan, joined by the head coach of the Iowa Western Reavers, our namesake, Scott Strohmeyer. The Coach Stroh Show. It wouldn't be the Coach Stroh Show without you. Bowl season, you had 3 weeks off to prepare for what arguably is the toughest test of the season against fifth-ranked Northwest Mississippi. How did that 3 weeks go? What did you do? Got some people healthy, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we did. I think, and we was a little bit different than in years past. We gave them a little bit more time off than normally, but really it was to just rejuvenate ourselves and them to be ready. And I thought we had as good of a week of bowl prep. The excitement, the weather was really nice, but that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I thought were really good in preparation.
Just like you ordered it, right? We need just like the Dome, 72 and sunny. And that's almost what you got.
I'll take it, man. This year's been unreal, really, the whole year. Maybe a couple days, there was probably 3 or 4 days where it was pretty chilly on the practice field, but we've been pretty fortunate.
Well, let's take a look at those highlights from the UNI Dome. A perfect 72 degrees on the turf in Cedar Falls, Iowa. The Reavers coming out. A lot of hype for this game. Obviously, number 3 against number 5, and Iowa Western going to work right away. Kai Loxley cocking, throwing, and a good catch across the middle by Vincent Perry. You guys really were throwing into some traffic, but that's pretty much how it had to go.
Yeah, and they were so fast, covering up those holes, and we started off getting a couple first downs, and then the sack hurt us.
Jack Abraham and the Rangers go to work. They were doing the same thing, some quick hits in the middle, nice catch across, and then again going to work with Kevin Perkins, one of their 2 very good running backs.
Yeah, they're talented across the board. They had weapons, so you really had to be on your game.
Quarterman Sloan, the other of those 2 running backs, nice job wrapping up by the Reavers. Good job by Jabari Myers there. And then the field goal, well, it puts them up 3-0 early on. Not so much a problem there as you guys went for a fake punt, and again, Hunter Penninger choosing, but just too many yards to cover on that fake punt. They get a short field, they convert with a field goal. That's pretty acceptable given the circumstances.
For sure it was, and then, we did a good job of holding them to a field goal and then pinning them here.
Yeah, they get pinned back at the 1 yard line, but I brought it up on the broadcast. Coach, that's either a very good thing or a very bad thing. So much emphasis on, okay, let's pin them down here, let's get that safety, or let's get the turnover, and then that opened up the field a little bit. Quarterman Sloan, another big run here down the sideline. Great tackle by Kai Alhembi.
You can see the speed right there. I mean, he got a little 5-yard route and took it 50-some.
And then Javante Payton right down the middle. Nice job, and it's 10-0 Rangers. What were the feelings on the sideline at this moment?
Coming into it, I thought we were a little high. That was my concern, that we were going to be a little bit too high for it. But down 10-0, it just told the guys, settle down, and we'll get it going, and we get a couple big plays here.
Including this run from Kai Loxley after completions to Nick Singleton and Mike Hill. I thought the ball was on the ground. He was down by contact, the officials rule. And then the throw to the side, Anthony Turner's there to get it inside the red zone.
That was huge. I mean, we had a hot blitz off the edge, and Kai stood in there and made a perfect throw.
And then another perfect throw, this time to Turner. Catches it, rolls on the turf. Touchdown Reavers. You get the extra point. It's 10-7.
What a great answer to go 10-0 and then to come back and make it 10-7. It settles the guys down a little.
And the great answer, you see Davion Nixon on the backside, DJ Curtis helping out on that tackle of their running back. Second quarter starts, and what a hit on Rotenberry, one of their little fiery wide receivers, and a nice tackle there. And again, they paid back on the sideline on the near side.
Yeah, there was some hits going on between both teams. Probably the most physical game that I've been at live.
Kai again decides to keep, nowhere to go, and the Reavers will have to settle for their own field goal. Eddie Ogamba sizing it up, and is this the one that makes it? And it was not. Just wide left for Eddie Ogamba, so it remains 10-7. They go back to work on the ground. I thought they were getting some good runs on the ground, but then big tackles like that, well, I guess they slip a tackle, but it seemed like they were getting off the edge a little bit on their running game.
They were, and this was huge. You stop them, you put them in throwing situations, you get a tip and an interception. Coming up after a missed field goal opportunity, now we get some better opportunities.
Iowa recruit Colton Dinsdale tipping it to Kyle Hemby, and as you said, it sets you up. Kai Loxley up the middle, just kind of guiding his blockers, and look at the extra effort for Kai, just a couple of hops there. Not exactly what you want to see as an ankle held onto by from your quarterback, but he's delivering out. Vincent Perry to the sideline. You guys get the field goal to go up, or excuse me, you don't end up with anything on that possession, or did we?
I think we didn't. We went on fourth down. I think we got the
that's
football
right. That's
back.
right. And then across the middle, nice catch again. Vincent Perry, 14 catches on the day. Good job by the Tennessee transfer.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was early in the week, and Kai and Vincent have such a good relationship together, and I brought it up, let's move Vincent around. He's never played X before, but he knows their stuff, and
Sure.
it worked out. He's out wide catching passes. And
Not only that, but he's shaking tackles, making plays. And then Kai sets up, guess what, wide open in the corner. Vincent lost his man, Chris Stamps, a big-time recruit. And then I think Vincent wanted a date with a cheerleader there on the sideline.
Yeah, I told him. He told me that's only one time. That's a one-time thing. I'm like, well, let's not make that ever again. Do that.
Well,
ever
maybe
again.
he didn't get a number and he doesn't want to. He fears rejection. That's
For
what
sure,
it was.
for sure.
So you go into the half up 17-10. We missed the field goal that Eddie Ogamba did make, but the Reavers lead at the break. 30 minutes of football left to capture what would be a very big bowl win. First half thoughts and more highlights as the Coach Stroh Show continues next on CBTV 17.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework. I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
1 in 5 children struggle with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to understood.org.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
From the studios of CBTV 17 at Canesville Center on the campus of Iowa Western Community College, this is the Coach Stroh Show. Well, you dug yourself a little bit of a hole, but the team rallies back. You go in to take a 17-10 lead at the break. Northwest misses a field goal going into the break. That's not a huge play, but a little bit demoralizing, keeps the momentum on your side. What were the discussions on the sideline in the first half and then into halftime about being down, first of all, and then having the lead?
Well, I was pleased with how we came back. Like I said, I thought we were a little high coming into the game, just your emotions that going into it. Once we settled down, I thought we played pretty well. I thought it was key right before the half that they missed it, because now you're still a touchdown ahead, and our guys, anytime it's a little demoralizing for them, they drive down. We had a penalty that moved them closer, which was disappointing, and to come out of that with no points was big. And we had to make some adjustments. We changed some things up offensively and defensively. Nothing schematically, just trying to figure out what everybody's trying to do and make some corrections. And I thought our kids came out maybe a little bit flat on that first drive, but I think we responded.
Now, I've seen it in the NFL and I've seen it in NCAA football on TV, but I don't think I've ever seen Iowa Western ice a kicker, but that's exactly what happened right before the half. Their kicker, McCarter, drills a field goal, but the timeout happened before the attempt, and then, of course, the next one went wide right. How many times have you iced a kicker in your career?
I don't know if I ever have. Maybe once, maybe one time. And I don't know if we ever have. And this one, I knew we had one timeout left, and you want to do it soon enough or not too late.
Yeah.
and I seen the holder put his hand up, and I quick called it, hoping that he would kick one. Sometimes they get a warm-up kick, and generally when he made it, that's what I'm like, go in, and hoping that we'd miss the next one. But, it worked out, and like I said, I was pleased with the first half.
Yeah, 17-10 at the half. Let's take a look at those second half highlights. The Reavers leading at the UNI Dome in Cedar Falls, Iowa, of course, the home of the Northern Iowa Panthers. And here we go, Reavers kicking off, so it'll be Northwest that has a chance to tie this one up. Fair catch called for. Coach, what was the plan on the kicking game? We didn't see you guys really go full leg the entire game. It was a bunch of pooch kicks.
Yeah, with some of their weapons that they have, and we wanted to get them to fair catch it at about that 30-yard line. And that's can be a tough kick of placing it right where you want it. But Eddie did a pretty good job overall. One was out of bounds, and we missed on one. But
and then Pro Wells, their big tight end, very talented kid. I guess the defense kind of lucky they didn't go to him more often.
Oh, I know, and I seen him that we were flat there to start off defensively. They scored, but nice big run on the first one.
Not only did they score, but they missed the extra point, so you still have a 1-point lead. And then Mekhi Sargent, I tell you what, the grit of this kid going out for a couple games, not knowing what was up with the injury, and then Kai Loxley, as he has done many times this season, 20th touchdown of the year on the ground, and he just kind of goes in untouched. I like his little high step there on the way in.
Yeah, I'll tell you, both those guys really, that had a heck of it coming out in the second half. They did a good job.
Now, unfortunately, you guys missed the extra point as well, so it's still a 7-point game at this point, 23-16. Turner Rotenberry to the outside. Again, scrappy kid there, number 12, and his brother on the other side, the free safety. Those guys twins, about 5'8", and that's a couple of players that Northwest Mississippi lucky to have. They've got a ton of get up and go.
For sure they do. There's, like I said, they got players across the board. Just athletes.
And then this play right here, running downhill, DJ Curtis forces a fumble on Quarterman Sloan. I think he was moving pretty fast on that play. The ball came out even faster. It gets into the end zone, and then the recovery in the end zone for the Reavers. Another huge turnover.
That one was big. They were driving, and they kind of got us there running the football a little bit. So it was a big momentum change.
Loxley, quick pass in to the belly of Vincent Perry, and then he takes the right route. Instead of cutting it back left, he takes the other way up right, and a nice play.
Yeah, it was nice. We thought coming into it, we ran some screens that we haven't ran really all year, and really did a good job of executing them.
Northwest Mississippi going to work again. That time it's their running back, Kevin Perkins, a little dump off here. And look at Pro Wells leaping over a man. Davion Nixon doing a nice job of wrapping him up on that leap, though.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he is a good player. I thought they should have used him more.
This was a quick pass to a guy that we didn't think we'd see, Jarek Orr, and then the field goal for Northwest up, and it is good. So they cut the lead to 23-19 at that point. 4-point lead, and then, give the ball to Mekhi. Why wouldn't you?
What a second half. He goes for 122 yards and did a great job in protection. That's a big third down conversion there.
Chris Stamps knocks Vincent Perry out of bounds, and then Kai Loxley, another good run. How did he get between those guys? That's what I want to know. Gets inside the red zone, and what a run again for Kai Loxley. We've seen it so many times, and then tough work by Mike Hill right up the middle, and then he gets knocked down into the end zone. But the Reavers go up again with another big touchdown.
That one was huge, to increase the lead. I think we're at 10 now or something.
30-19 at that point.
And, so it was a big answer.
Actually, no, you're right, Coach, 29-19. So another big push. How about Nick Singleton? Looked like he was stopped and then just kept going, bulldozing his way in, got some help from some teammates, and that's the exclamation point for the Reavers.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really pleased. Our guys, we responded in their scores. We responded back with our offense going down and scoring again. So, really pleased with the way we battled through that second half. I'll tell you what, that's two really good teams playing, and it was one of the more physical games. Our guys were a little bit sore when they got off the bus on Sunday night.
It used to be a little bit of a different story before this Jayhawk scheduling agreement, where you didn't face many teams that schemed and prepared and had the attention to detail like your team does each and every. I know it's a lot of fun for you guys as a coaching staff to be able to prepare for those games, and I know Coach Parker and his Ranger staff, they brought a game plan, and you guys just out-schemed them.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you play really good staffs and where you get in that chess match of what type of adjustments you're going to make and trying to figure it out. I mean, that's why you get into the profession, and the kids got to like that too. So I thought our offensive staff and defensive staff did really good job of putting plans together to. Maybe it wasn't always the things we ran all year, but show them enough that's different and try to put our kids in the best position possible. People probably counted us out or didn't think that we could compete with the powers of the Mississippi League, and athletically, maybe across the board they might have had it, but we, the blue-collared, tough, hard-nosed approach that we stress, came out on top.
One number to note, the Reavers give up 19 points to Northwest Mississippi. The team that was the number one team in the polls gave up 60-plus points to them 2 separate occasions.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you got to give our defense a lot of credit. That's an explosive team, and I didn't really think they really got in a true sync almost the entire game. They got some plays, but to hold the weapons they have, I mean, those wide receivers, I mean, Pro Wells, the tight end, he's a special player, and he got in there a little bit. But, I mean, those other wide receivers, there's 2 special ones, and they just really never got going. And I think part of that, they were worried about our D-line and the pressure that we can get on the edge, and you could tell their quarterback was a little bit quick with some decisions.
Yeah, a great game. The Reavers went at 36-19, finished the season at 11-1. And, one more thing. Coach gets his 100th career victory in that game as well. So congratulations, Coach. Like I said, I ordered that some time ago, anticipating that moment. So
Well,
thanks for not leaving, and thanks for getting to 100.
Well, I appreciate it. Like I said before, there's lots of really good players and coaches that played a huge part in this deal. I never would have guessed that I'd been at 100, but I'm glad we are.
Not too shabby, not too shabby. When we come back, we'll take an inside look at the new digs for the football team as we go inside the Reaver Athletic Performance Center. I think I got that name right. More of the Stroh Show coming up right after this.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Millions of loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and adopt already.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
The Coach Stroh Show continues here on CBTV 17. Jake Ryan back with the head coach, Scott Strohmeyer. Coach, when you took this job back in 2008, what were the dreams of a young Scott Strohmeyer as far as a perfect situation here at Iowa Western? What would you have dreamed of when you took the job?
Man, I don't even know. One's a long time ago already, but we thought we had it all. I thought, coming here, this is a neat place. We had Hoover.
All to yourself?
All to ourselves. Nobody else. We had our own locker room. We had everything right there. The facilities were there. We had our practice facilities on campus. I mean, it was pretty much the spot.
Yeah, and now you've got a brand new digs across the parking lot in the Reaver Athletic Performance Center. Is that right? Is that the name of it? Okay, so Reaver Wrestling is upstairs. Reaver Football is on the walk-in floor, and then downstairs. It is quite the sight to see now that all the graphics and everything. I mean, the building was spectacular before, but now all the graphics are up, the recognition to the Iowa kids. You look at the pros, the folks that have signed professional contracts. The trophies are going in. I mean, it is quite the place. Plus, all of your coaches have their own offices now. Do you have to scream down the hallway, or do you just intercom them?
I just scream down the hallway now, which is nice. I mean, I never, like you said, I never would have dreamed of something like, you like to have facilities and places where your coaches are at. I think the biggest thing what people don't realize is how much easier that is when college coaches are coming in. We can meet with the team, during fall camp. It's a team meeting, about a 6-minute wait to a position meeting, and then another 4-minute wait or 5-minute wait to get down to the practice field. I mean, there's time now we can meet, walk right down to the field.
You don't have to schedule classrooms all over campus, anything like that.
Coaches come in, they can meet. Our staff has places to meet. And we have some that's recruiting. It's hard when you have, you got your recruiting boards and things like that, and you don't want people to see it. And it's amazing. I never would have dreamed of something like that. You think of that at some of the big time universities, and we're extremely fortunate, that locker room, and then just the recognition. I tell all the former players, I send them pictures of their name on the wall, that they made it, and they're all excited to get back, and really it's a credit to a lot of those guys for what they've done to this program.
Everything from meetings to the locker rooms, and I think one of the coolest things is the equipment area. I mean, that place was jam-packed. You had suspended ceiling hanging down where water had come in before. You had all the uniforms on, I don't know, crazy-looking hangers. Now everything, the system there, and I know that the equipment guys have got to love it, where everything now is a very organized, it's very efficient, where you get the laundry bag, you put it in the individual cubbies of each player, they come back and get it themselves. You don't have to go to each locker and do the combination every time. It's just for efficiency-wise, it's almost perfect.
Well, and that's again another thing that people don't realize. We had one washer for 150 guys, and you got to do their laundry and practice gear every day.
Made for long nights.
For sure. There's times during fall camp where you got to do it 2 times in a day when you had 2-a-days, and some of my assistants after the last practice literally would not get the laundry done until an hour before the practice the next day.
Right.
So I'm asking coaches to be up all night, sleeping in Hoover and getting up, changing the laundry every hour, and then putting it away. Now we can get it done in like a 4-hour period, 3-4-hour period. The kids can come and get their own stuff now. Gosh, it's saving on us. It's saving on my staff. It's obviously nice for the kids, but just so much more efficient.
Yeah. Is it true that Frank, you're one of your main equipment guys, is it true that he sometimes fluffs his beard by falling asleep in the dryer?
I don't know if that's true or not.
But you can see it, can't you picture it?
Yes.
Well, we've got the foundation, the building, and when we come back, we'll take a look at next year. What does 2018 have in store for the Reavers football team? We'll discuss when we come back. This is the Coach Stroh Show on CBTV 17.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Each one of our journeys keeps us. Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
We'll never get older. Each one. Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
We are back on the set of the Coach Stroh Show at CBTV 17 in Council Bluffs on the campus of Iowa Western Community College. Jake Ryan back with the head football coach of the Reavers, Mr. Scott Strohmeyer. All right, you look at next year. It's an interesting schedule, let's put it that way. You are, at Coffeyville, at Hutch, at Garden City, and at Butler as well, the next to the last week of the season. You look at that schedule, that is a gauntlet to run in general, but now you look at all those games you've got on the road. I guess the strongest team that you've got at home right now is Independence, and who knows what they'll be from year to year. So talk about next year's schedule.
Yeah, when I first saw it, we obviously know they're tough teams, but then I looked at home and away, and it's just funny how it always works that way. But,
the home schedule in 2019 is spectacular.
Exactly, for sure. It does. If you can look that far ahead, hopefully we make it through the 18th season. But it's going to be interesting because they're going to be in year 2 of their unlimited out-of-staters. What type of tweaks and changes are they going to make? it's a grind week in and week out. So we're have our challenges ahead of us. We have some good experience, I think, that's going to be coming back. We have some huge holes to fill, especially up front on the offensive line. We lose all those guys. But, I've never been too worried about playing on the road. I think it's all in your preparation and how you do it.
It's almost easier to focus when your team goes on the road, isn't it?
Personally, I don't mind it. The only time I don't like it is when we play a night game and they make us check out of our hotel at 11 o'clock and we got to sit around. But, other than that, I don't really mind playing on the road. Like I said, it gets us out Friday. We can be focused. I don't have to worry about the distractions at home.
And most of the games, I think, are set for a 1 o'clock start as of right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, everything's in flux, including your roster. But look at some of those freshmen that are on this year's team, maybe some of the red shirts that you're hoping to see back next year. Any names stick out at you? And obviously, everything's very fluid.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, on the, I'm really excited defensive line-wise. You got Chester Graves that will be back, who is the conference player of the year. Malcolm Lee, who started every game for us this year at the other defensive end. Elias Bell's played a lot. Elijah James played a lot inside, and Josh Wagner will come back from an injury. I mean, there's right there 5 guys that played significant minutes.
Talk Davion into coming back too?
I think he's leaving, but 5 guys that are pretty darn good that are returning if you're going to start there, and but then we lose a lot. We could lose Kyle Hemby. Because he can graduate and move on, but Jamarian McDonald will probably be back. We had a really good end of the season at corner, but other than that, we're going to be pretty young. Drew Dostal will be back.
And offensively, you've got Kurt Walding.
Yep, Kurt will be back. Then you add Mike Hill and Nick Singleton and Taj Telfair and Joe Jordan. 4 wide receivers that played a lot for us that could be back. And we'll wait and see on Mackay. Mackay's getting some looks right now, but if he don't get what he likes, we'd welcome him back as well.
Come on back, Mackay.
But, so we got, and, Eddie Ogama's back, Hunter Pinniger's back. So really the big thing is, our linebacking core, secondary, and the biggest one's the O-line, and we got to get some guys there.
All right, Coach. Well, it was a fun year. Obviously, you didn't meet every goal that you wanted, but that was out of your control. And finish 11-1, victory number 100 of your career. And obviously, you get to the 100-game mark in program history. Some other numbers to note: rushing went above 20,000 yards in the program history. Passing went above 25,000 yards. Those numbers right there. And then we were talking about it before: 800 points kicking in 9 seasons. Yeah, just kicking. Field goals and PATs. That's pretty impressive.
That is. Like I said, when you guys throw these stats out there, and I'm amazed. The success that that we've had and the numbers that we've put up, is pretty impressive. And like I said earlier, gosh, we've had so many great players come through here that it's fun to see those things happen.
Well, when you're getting the better of people and it's a blowout in the 3rd and 4th quarter, we have to have those numbers to talk about. So we are done for the year. We hope that you've watched and enjoyed, and we hope that you've done it with us. Spring game comes up in May. You can keep up with everything at GoReavers.com or follow, of course, Go Reavers on social media. Thanks again to all the hardworking students of the sports media program here at Iowa Western for producing the show week in and week out. All of our student athletes that stop by to talk about their performances on the field with Riley Martin and Brent Pentecost, and of course to the head coach Scott Strohmeyer, 100 career victories, and of course it wouldn't be the Coach Stroh Show without him. We'd have to come up with some other clever name. I'm Jake Ryan, and until next year, wear your blue, be loud, and go Reavers.